नमस्कार दोस्तों, एक बार फिर से आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे कार्यक्रम हम और हमारी आध्यात्मिक दुनिया में। दोस्तों, बाहर की दुनिया में शोर शराबा, लड़ाई झगड़े और वॉर्स चल रहे हैं। जी हाँ, आपको तो पता ही है। तो क्यों ना हम कुछ देर के लिए अपने अंदर की दुनिया में झांकें और देखें कि इसमें हम किस प्रकार से शांति की खोज कर सकते हैं। सबसे बड़ा तत्व, जी हाँ, शिव तत्व की बात आज हम करेंगे और जिसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे हमारे गाइड, मेंटोर अमरदीप जी। और एक बात और कहना चाहूँगी, इस बार हमारा ब्रेक कुछ ज़्यादा ही लंबा हो गया क्योंकि अमरदीप जी चले गए थे बहुत सारे पावन स्थानों पे ज्योतिर्लिंगों की दर्शन करने के लिए। उसके बारे में भी वो कुछ चर्चा करेंगे। तो चलिए मिलते हैं अमरदीप से। तो अमरदीप, मेरा पहला प्रश्न है कि शिव तत्व क्या है? इसके बारे में चलिए चर्चा करते हैं। तत्वों में सबसे बड़ा तत्व शिव तत्व। आप हमें बताइए, अभी हाल फिलहाल आप ज्योतिर्लिंगों के दर्शन करके आए हैं, तो एक अनुभव और एक ऑरा अपने अंदर बसा के लाए हैं। तो क्यों ना हम सबका फ़ायदा हो आपको सुनने से। बताइए शिव तत्व क्या है?
What is Shiva Tattva? Well, Shiva Tattva is the ultimate reality or truth of universe and life. It's the source of all creation and existence. Tattva in is a Sanskrit word and it means element or principle. So Shiva Tattva is the ultimate element or principle from which all other elements of the universe, you know, originate, sustain, and return back. Okay, for example, the life, five elements of life or nature, like fire, air, space, water, and earth, comes out of it. Okay, it's also described as pure or divine or ultimate consciousness. Okay, beyond which there is nothing. Is the space where everything exists and originates from. Okay, and just like Shiva, okay, Tattva is also transcendent and eternal in nature. Okay, it's beyond the physical realms of the world. Okay, it's beyond the concept of space and time, and it is considered eternal and unchanging, and provides the unchanging foundation upon which all of creation is built. Okay, and why Shiva Tattva is important for us? Well, Shiva Tattva is central to our understanding of life and existence and our relationship with divine or universe. It's also central to our spiritual goal of liberation or moksha. Okay, and obviously we'll talk more about it. Thanks.
दीप, तो अब ये बताइए कि हमें ये कैसे मालूम चलेगा कि शिव तत्व हमारे अंदर धीरे धीरे जड़ पकड़ के बढ़ रहा है। हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि शिव तत्व इज राइजिंग इनसाइड अस?
Well, that's a beautiful question. How do we get to know that Shiva Tattva is rising in us, right? Okay, I would say science would be all over the place. There is no way you won't get to know that. Okay, the science will be abundant. Believe me, I'll reflect on that from my own experience, which I had in a couple of years ever since I have started my spiritual journey. Okay, so yeah, so I will talk about fewer signs which will manifest for you when Shiva Tattva starts rising for you. Okay, so one is definitely you'll feel a lot of increased calmness and peace and happiness around you. Okay, so that will be one distinct change. You'll feel calm and peaceful. Okay, and you'll start feeling protected and guided. Okay, by probably Shiva and his angels. Okay, so for example, all the time I find that I'm shielded, I'm protected, and that's through different signs, and sometimes and sometimes I'm amazed. Okay, and then you will start seeing Shiva's presence in either dreams or signs. Okay, you'll start getting some nudges or signs. Okay, I'll again reflect from my experience. For example, last year I got a nudge to visit a big spiritual shrine related to Shiva. Um, you might have heard of Neem Karoli Baba and his Kainchi Dham, right? He was big bhakt of Shiva, and so he was avatar of Hanuman also. So I got a nudge to visit him. Okay, so I went there. When I went there, I got a big nudge, automatic nudge to visit one of Shiva's Jyotirlingas in nearby city in Uttaranchal itself, and it's called Jageshwar. And it's funny that on the same when I visited Jageshwar, after a few days of Kenchi Dham, on the same day I could see three temples of Kuber, which is very rare, okay, in India, and that's obviously a sign of abundance and prosperity, and I'm hopeful on that. Okay, and and then I got a nudge to visit two other Jyotirlingams, which I did recently this year itself, a month back, when I visited, Omkareshwar and Mahakaleshwar. Okay, and and then I visited, Sadhguru's ashram in Coimbatore also for celebrating Mahashivratri. That was a nudge to me, and I really enjoyed. I felt that my Shiva Tattva started rising much more once I attended the whole night celebration of Shiv Mahashivratri, where you are awake the whole night, on Mahashivratri, okay, in that ashram. Okay, and and then you'll see a reduced attachment to material desires and ambitions. I'll again reflect. I let my flourishing career in BPO leadership, okay, and BPO, and I took a sabbatical, and I'm not concerned much about things like my roles, designations, and your material assets and ambitions anymore. Okay, I'm more focused on my spiritual journey and transformation, right? So those things will definitely come down. Uh, you'll see a natural inclination to start chanting Shiva mantras and names. Okay, for example, few of my favorite mantras are of Shiva. Okay, it could be Nirvana Shatkam. It could be Om, Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, or it could be a Mahamrityunjay Jap and those kind of stuff. And 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 then there is a increased mental and emotional resilience, which will come to you. Okay, I was, obviously resilient earlier also, but I thought that, with in last few years, I became even more resilient, and could bounce back from setbacks and adversities, more the rise of, Shiva Tattva. Okay, then the self-realization and understanding of true nature of life also goes up. Okay, and the so-called worldly wisdom, or spiritual wisdom uh, dawns on you when you feel that you are no more, you are much more than a body or mind. Okay, you are pure consciousness or spirit also, which is limitless and eternal in nature. Okay, so and transcendent in nature. Okay, so just like Shiva. Okay, and your connection with Shiva gets much deeper. Okay, through practices like meditation and chanting, my connection with Shiva went up many times, or Shiva or divine, and today I feel one with Shiva. Okay, I feel oneness with Shiva. Okay, and the other stuff is, your Shiva is known for his kindness and compassion and benevolence, right? He took the whole, poison in Amrit Manthan and became Neelkant, right? Just to save the whole world from the poison. Okay, so just like him, you become much more kindness and compassionate, towards the world. Okay, I've seen that in myself. Your intuition and clarity also goes up. So Shiva is known for his third eye, right, which stands for things like intuition, clairvoyance, and a lot of good stuff. Okay, premonition and all. So your intuition and clarity goes up. Okay, and that obviously helps you in decision making. Okay, in both spiritual world as well as physical world. Okay, so these are some sort of signs you'll see, and I have seen, and lately, while Shiva Tattva was rising in me. Thank you. They're quite beneficial, I would say.
तो अब हमें ये बताइए अमरदीप कि शिव तत्व के कलयुग में क्या फ़ायदे हैं और हम इसको कैसे कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं, हम इसकी शुरुआत कैसे कर सकते हैं, इसको हम कैसे जगा सकते हैं अपने अंदर।
That's a beautiful question. What's the benefit of Shiv Tattva in today's Kali Yuga, right? Okay, so from my own, reflecting from my own experience, increasing Shiva Tattva and chanting Shiva mantras like Om Namah Shivaya can bring in a lot of benefits like spiritual transformation, mental calmness and peace, okay, reduction of anxiety and stress levels, uh, increase happiness and positivity levels, better intuition, and clarity, and better sense of direction and purpose in life. Okay, so let's take a look at the key benefits. Some of the key benefits. Okay, so from my own experience, I would definitely like to talk about spiritual transformation and growth. So increasing Shiva Tattva and chanting mantras like Om Namah Shivaya unites your different layers of existence and elevates your qualities of Shiva within yourself, leading to spiritual growth and transformation. You get to connect to the divine in a better way, and you get a sense of a direction and purpose in life too. Okay, leading to spiritual growth and transformation, and then obviously the other benefit is you have better mental and emotional well-being. Your mind becomes more stable and peaceful. As I said, it reduces your stress and anxiety levels, and you have better control over your senses and mind. Okay, and your positivity and happiness level goes up. So you in general think you feel much better emotionally and mentally. Okay, and then it also leads to materialistic fulfillment. Okay, so some people say that if you chant, if you if you have if you chant mantras with full devotion and faith, okay, and pray to Shiva regularly, okay, you could also fulfill your desires for material desires for abundance and prosperity. Okay, provided you show true devotion and faith. Okay, that's the other thing. And last but not the least, the other last benefit I could say is you also tend to neutralize the harmful effects of planets. You infuse positive energy and remove the negative energy. Okay, through Shiva Tattva. Okay, so this is as per my own experience and the experience I've seen with other people. Okay, and few tips on cultivating Shiva Tattva. It doesn't come in one day. So okay, and so Rome was not built in one day, right? So and some of the I would say tools and mechanisms to cultivate Shiva Tattva. One is definitely meditation and devotion. So regular meditation, prayer, and mantra chanting can definitely deepen your connection with Shiva. And and that brings spiritual transformation. Okay. For example, when I attended a Shiva celebration in Shad Guru Ashram in Coimbatore, I felt so blessed, by being awake the whole night. Okay, and participating in a grand and spiritual celebration, right? Uh, it significantly led to increase in Shiva Tattva. Okay, and yeah, okay. So that's one, which is meditation and devotion. The other one is, which is important, is tool is self inquiry and self reflection. So you tend to reflect on your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and seeking to understand the true nature and purpose in life. Okay, and and that also cultivates Shiva Tattva. Okay, the other tool is service and bhakti. Bhakti, as I said, as I talked about devotion, bhakti is same as devotion, and service is your acts of selfless charity and seva, okay, and benevolence to masses. Okay, that helps you cultivate compassion and cultivate the Shiva Tattva within you. Okay, and last but not least, learnings and wisdoms coming from scriptures and teachings related to Shiva, which will give you deeper insights into his nature and teachings. Okay, so in essence, rise of Shiva Tattva is a journey of self discovery, okay, or self realization or spiritual awakening, okay, marked by increased peace and deeper connection to the divine. Okay, thank you.
दोस्तों उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपको हमारा आज का शिव तत्व पे कार्यक्रम पसंद आया होगा और हम ये चाहेंगे कि अगर आप चाहते हैं हमारे कार्यक्रम में कुछ सुझाव देना, कुछ अन्य बातों को जोड़ना, तो आप हमसे प्लीज़ शेयर करिएगा। और अब हम आपसे विदा लेते हैं इस वादे के साथ कि हम बहुत ही जल्दी आपके सामने हाज़िर होंगे अपने नए एपिसोड के साथ, हमारे और आपके अपने कार्यक्रम हम और हमारी आध्यात्मिक दुनिया में। तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखिएगा।